Welcome to Cool But Rude, a TMNT rewatch podcast. Today we're going to be going over Season 2, Episode 7, Enter the Fly. All right, and welcome. We are Christopher.
I'm Robert. What the haps, fellas?
Yeah.
I didn't say it right. Yo, fellas, what the haps? There it is.
Nice.
Almost. And I am Here's Gazai in Your Eye, Mike.
Very nice reference.
Good one.
All right, and we are, like I said, going over Season 2's Episode 7, Enter the Fly. Original air date, November 12th, 1988. And before we get into it, I think Robert wanted to talk about something he just acquired recently.
Once again.
What else is new?
Yes. Today with Robert.
Exactly.
I was thinking, like, it feels like I always have something, but I honestly don't feel like I've bought that much stuff recently.
Well, it's like you forgot about the Shredder's Revenge thing, basically, and it just like came out of nowhere.
Right.
Practically forgot about that. Yeah. And this one I pre-ordered too, but it was only like a month ago or so when the pre-orders went out for it. So, but anyways, I got the NECA Splinter, the new NECA Splinter, and it's like the Eastman Laird version of Splinter. And it's honestly one of the cooler Splinter figures I've seen. Like they're even Super 7's Splinter, like a lot of them, they look good, but not good enough to where I'm like, oh, I got to have that one. But I saw this one, and it's kind of a badass looking version of Splinter, and it comes with lots of cool stuff. So I went ahead and pre-ordered it, and I'm very happy with it. It is it's Splinter, of course. As I said, it's the Eastman Laird version. He's kind of got like the white eyes, you know how a lot of them
kind of like that comic book drawn look.
Comic book drawn look. A lot of the accessories have kind of the big ink lines, you know, on them as if they're, you know, comic art.
Or like the crosshatch.
Yep. He's got his walking stick, of course. He comes with a pot of tea, which I think is great. And a cup and a teacup.
Yeah.
I'll never see that scene the same since we talked about it.
Nice.
It's got a thing of a mutagen canister that's kind of leaking and spilling mutagen all over the place. So it's kind of one little piece where the base is basically the spill of the ooze, and the canister is kind of sticking up off the top of it. It comes with 4 little turtles. It also comes with a little kind of pre-mutation rat, which is of course Splinter. It also comes with an Utrom / Krang, and a Mouser. The Mouser looks really good. It's a great looking one. The way I kind of have it set up is I have Splinter approaching the ooze where the little turtles are all kind of around it, about to, you know, like kind of checking it out and about to get into it and stuff. So it's kind of a badass looking version of Splinter. My only complaint is and this is probably hard to do for Splinter anyways. The articulation is not great. I mean, yes, he does have joints and all, but it's very difficult to get him in more than just like a handful of positions that really kind of actually work very well and look, you know, somewhat natural. But overall, I'm really happy with it. I think it's a cool thing. I really like this. I know this. It's actually pretty common for the Splinter toys to have the teapot and teacup, but something about this one, the teapot and teacup look really nice. So I've also got the teapot behind him, and I have him holding his teacup in one hand and his walking stick in the other.
Nice.
Very nice.
So yeah, this one is a recommend. I know that's like, I don't think any of us have bought anything yet that we don't recommend, but honestly, like everything that I've talked about on here, like, has been a solid recommend. I would buy it all over again. So no difference this time around.
Nice. So NECA still bat 1,000 here.
Right.
NECA's, so yeah, this is my first NECA thing. as well. I know you got the NECA. It was the
Invisible Man, Donatello.
Like, Invisible Man. Yeah, I knew it was one of the Universal monsters. I couldn't remember which one.
I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I thought about getting the Leonardo Hunchback one.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw Casey actually, and it's cool when the Phantom of the Opera is like one of my favorite, like kind of like monsters or whatnot. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. But what I was digging is the way they did Michelangelo, because he's the mummy, and his whatchamacallit nunchucks are actually ankhs. So that's a pretty cool touch.
Oh, that is cool.
If you don't know, ankhs are like an Egyptian symbol. So yeah. And they're just tied together there's like two of them tied together by a chain. And so it's like, yeah, so that's pretty tight. So he's actually one I'm considering. I feel like they did Raphael dirty by making him the Hunchback.
I thought Leonardo was the Hunchback.
Oh, no, that's right. He's the Hunchback. No, they made Raphael the Frankenstein's monster.
He's like the Yeah. That's right. The Frankenstein monster.
I still wasn't really happy with the way that one came out.
Does it not look good?
Not really. It kind of looks like they took the top of like Frankenstein's head, or Frankenstein's monster's head, and just threw it on top of Leonardo Raphael. So I'm like, this is lame.
Yeah, I do. I didn't like spend much time thinking about it, but I do remember my kind of gut reaction to seeing that one was like, the head doesn't look quite right.
Yeah, I do like the way they did Splinter. They basically made him Van Helsing.
Oh yeah, the Splinter one's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember that.
So I was like, okay, that's pretty tight. But yeah, NECA, damn. I mean, they can really do it well. I mean, I like most of the stuff you can find at Target, so it's like really reasonable. So I don't know. I think it's something worth checking out for anybody out there. It's a fan.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You guys got anything else, or you want me to give us the rundown?
I think that's it from me.
You're not going to tell anybody about your little Bebop card? I know I know Splinter is cool, but it's just something about the way Bebop looks on that card. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just something about it, the way he looks.
So another just little thing that I bought. I wasn't going to mention it, but I was buying something else on eBay, and this just popped up. It's an old Topps Bebop card. It was like 90 cents plus $1 shipping. So I was like, what the hell? I love Bebop, so I mean, it's $2. Why not? Especially since Chris was talking about his cards that he came into ownership of recently. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So I bought it, and it's just a Bebop card. It's I don't know what else is there to say about it, Mike?
I don't know. It's just his expression. It's just like he's so happy looking or something. I don't know. It's a mystery to me.
Yeah, okay, that's true. He is kind of doing a pretty big smile. It's probably the biggest Bebop smile you're going to get.
Grin, yeah. And there's a fly there. And I know we talked about this before we started, but I was inquiring there's a old 80s font at the bottom that says "Pretty Please" and along with the card number. And I was asking Robert what the "Pretty Please" was all about, but you told me to basically shut my trap because it's a secret.
It's a secret, and I didn't know either. I was reading the back of the card. And it kind of gives explains, it gives a little background of what exactly is going on in this particular episode. And it kind of mentions something. I think it mentioned something about Pretty Please, but in doing so, it also gives away a little spoiler.
Right,
so
it's been spoiled for you already.
It's been spoiled for me.
Gotcha.
It's not a big spoiler, but it is a spoiler.
Yeah, for sure. No, I just thought it was I don't think cute is the appropriate word, but I don't think we can call Bebop cute, but it was just
endearing. Maybe.
Endearing. There you go.
Excellent. You go.
Perfect.
All right. Y'all.
Yeah, Robert, if I'm good, Mike, you good?
I'm all good. Rundown time.
All right.
Yeah, take it away, Robert.
Here we go. Enter the Fly. Shredder has been spotted on the roof of the World Trade Center, and the Turtles take the blimp to find him. With Shredder, as usual, is Baxter Stockman. The two are testing out a giant force field gun, but upon firing it short circuits and breaks down. Later, Shredder and Baxter convene on a garbage barge, as Krang has ordered them that he will open the transdimensional portal at that location. Shredder calls up Krang, and Krang, who's evidently growing impatient at Shredder's inability to conquer the Turtles, finally agrees to send Bebop and Rocksteady back to Earth to help him out. However, he explains, the Quote, interdimensional energy balance is very fragile at the moment, end quote. Therefore, he needs someone sent back to Dimension X in return. Shredder readily agrees to send Stockman. When the exchange is complete, Shredder tells Bebop and Rocksteady that it's time to strike at the Turtles' weakest point, April O'Neil. To do this, he has someone deliver a plant to April with no card. April thinks it's from the Turtles and worries that they want to be more than just friends. When she visits their home to discuss their relationship, Splinter answers the door and realizes that the plant she's holding is a Doku plant, a dangerous, poisonous plant. April then falls unconscious. Meanwhile, in Dimension X, Krang, for no apparent reason other than to be cruel, orders Baxter Stockman to be executed in the Technodrome's disintegrator unit. 2 rock soldiers throw him in, but a fly from the trash barge has also followed him in. When they activate it, instead of killing Stockman with radiation, it causes him and the fly to merge, resulting in a mutant man-fly, much like the mutants formed from mutagen. Baxter busts out of the disintegrator unit and flies through the portal back to Earth. On Earth, the Turtles have returned home to find April in her unconscious state with Splinter. Splinter tells them they must find a gazai leaf, a rare plant, but the only source of the antidote for the Doku poisoning. Raphael knows of a greenhouse, so they decide to check it out. On their way, they encounter Baxter Stockman in fly form, but escape. They do not yet realize who it is. After attacking the Turtles, the fly comes across Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady and attacks them as well. But after Bebop and Rocksteady shoot him down, Shredder convinces him that they are friends and that the Turtles are his true enemy. For their part, the Turtles find the gazai plant. On their way back to the sewer, though, they are forced to overcome multiple encounters against Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady, a new invention of Shredder's, and Baxter. During the fighting, Shredder eventually takes the gazai plant from them. However, he soon after hacks into the TurtleCom and tells them to come get it from him at a junkyard. At this junkyard, Baxter has constructed a device that will phase them out of time with the rest of the world, thus effectually eliminating them from existence. During the fight, just before the Turtles are pressured into the zone of the device, Splinter shows up in the Turtlemobile and rescues them. The Turtles retrieve the plant. Baxter flies after them to take it back, but accidentally flies into the phaser field, thus rendering himself out of phase with the rest of the world and therefore gone. With the gazai leaf safely in hand, Splinter is able to create the antidote for April, thus saving her from dying to the poison of the Doku plant.
Thank you, Robert. That was very nice. Very, very, all-encompassing rundown here.
Maybe a little too encompassing. I feel like that was a little bit long, but I couldn't find anything really worth cutting out from that one.
This was a big episode.
Yeah, I think that was as good as it was going to get. I mean, I think you did great.
Yeah, a lot happened.
So a lot happened. I do think, is it safe to say that we've all been looking forward to this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, definitely. And I didn't realize it took this long to get to this point.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, because we keep kind of talking about like, man, Baxter's still around just like making inventions and kicking people with his fucking Green Lantern gun.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. And just getting abused like a mofo. Like,
getting abused. It's like Shredder. It's like the you remember the old commercial? I'm sure y'all remember better than I do because it's like a kid, like a dad catches his kid drinking or like doing drugs or something, and he's like, "Where'd you learn that?" And the kid looks up and I feel like he's halfway crying or something. He goes, "Dad, I learned it from you."
Yes.
Wait, wasn't that the dad from Wonder Years in that commercial?
I don't have a clear enough memory to even guess.
Wow, you unlocked the memory.
But
there.
anyway, that's like Shredder with Baxter. How Krang is with Shredder.
Jesus.
What was it in the commercial? Was the kid drinking? Is that what? Do y'all remember?
Either that or might have been smoking.
Might have been smoking. Okay. Anyway, that just came to me thinking about the Shredder Baxter.
I don't know why, but like the first thing I thought of was like heroin. I don't know. I was just like, that seems a little harsh.
It could have been. It could have been drugs.
I mean, it could have been, but it was like an 8-year-old kid. Yeah. So like,
not want to find that commercial. Great.
Like shit up. Yeah. Like, damn. I guess an after school special. Like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw you and mommy shooting up, Dad.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, we'll get into it. So though, yeah, basically it opens with the turtles and they're on the blimp and basically following a hot tip from April that Shredder and Baxter were last seen on top of the World Trade Center, which is like pretty awesome. You know, it's the World Trade Center and it's like super tall. Like somehow the blimp is able to get up there. I mean, I guess it's a blimp, so what the hell? So it's they cruising and they while on their way, it cuts over to Shredder and Baxter, and they're working on this experiment that's going to create a giant force field in between the two towers. But of course, Baxter somehow, in all of his whatever, forgot to reverse the polarity of one of the doohickeys inside the experiment of the device.
Exactly,
and it blows up, and it like pisses off Shredder. He's like, "Oh, you idiot!" Like. And then he notices that they're about to get like, he sees the turtles approaching. He's like, oh shit, like we got to get our stuff and get out of here. We can't lose this valuable equipment. And like, he just like throws it all into like a briefcase and they like shuffle off the top of the trade center and like just take the normal stairway. And the turtles are just like, oh, they got away. Oh, well.
So what were they planning on doing with this thing? Like, why do they need a giant force field?
Yeah, that's like, it was just like a non-starter like plan. Like they just threw that in there to give like a reason to introduce them, I guess.
I think you're right. But shouldn't they have been testing like a gun that will like blow up buildings or something? Like not create a defensive.
It's a lot on the nose there, Robert, but okay.
I mean, like in Shredder and Baxter we're talking about here, and it's like the worst thing they could think of for them to be creating is force something to keep stuff from getting hurt. Yeah, like that just seemed random. And it doesn't come back into play at all later. It's just doesn't work. Oh, you idiot! And then we got to run. Oh, crap! Turtles are here.
Well, without getting too far ahead, it's kind of a bit that I didn't understand later on when they're on the barge, and we get a transfer between Dimension X and this world. I'm wondering if this was supposed to be where that took place instead of the doggone garbage barge. Maybe that's why they were trying to erect a force field between the towers so that the transfer could happen there. I mean, we'll get to it, but there's all kind of interference, per Krang at least, with the transfer and all that. So I'm wondering if this was the original plan for that whole thing to go down here.
And you think what was the force field for though? Just so that nobody bothers them?
That's what I'm thinking. That's as good as my brain can come up with.
To me, I thought it was going to be like an actual like dimension gun. And they just put it like way the hell up there for some reason. Like, so now you're just going to have like a armada come through the portal. Like when that was before they said it was a force field.
Oh,
I was watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this would be tight. Like a big old dimension gun. Like,
the whole technology.
Like a Stargate. Yeah, everybody comes through. I hope it don't come up there. It's going to fall like 1,000 feet.
Well, right.
But yeah, so, but anyway, tangent.
Mm-hmm.
So the turtles are like, screw it. They got away, which is like, they gave up like hardly any pursuit. They're like, oh, bummer. Let's go get pizza.
Mm-hmm. This is basically what Shredder's taught him to do is not chase him down, just give up.
It's like,
I mean, not Shredder, Splinter. That's what Splinter has basically taught him. Like, oh, he's got away. There's no use in chasing him.
Yeah. So they head back to the lair where, sure enough, Master Splinter is there and tells them like, oh, we messed up Splinter. He got away. He's just like, just sit and wait. He will reveal his plan soon enough. It's just like, isn't the idea to like stop him before he reveals his plan? Because then he's like already causing some shit to happen. But it's like, whatever. That's Sensei. Meanwhile, he's like cooking pizza in the microwave. Like Mikey's all like hopped up. He's just like, yeah.
Once again, we got pizza fitting in the microwave and being cooked in the microwave.
Yeah, it's like Back to Future tech up in here. It's just like gets hydrated. Like,
wow, I remember that. But why does he have a random pizza just sitting there? He's meditating, and it was already sitting there next to him.
He was probably using his rat ESP to like his turtle. He knew his students were coming home.
Oh, he knew the boys was coming home. Let's have lunch ready for him.
Yep,
got you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like he's being a good dad. Just like got pizza ready.
Yeah. I mean, he sure is Shanny Good Sensei, so.
You guys and Splinter don't seem to be getting along so far.
He does okay this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So if you, I don't know if you all saw this the same way I did, but Michelangelo takes the pizza out of the microwave, tosses it to Leo, who slices it clearly in two equal halves that Raph and Donnie get. Nobody else gets any pizza?
No, apparently.
Yeah, nobody else gets any. What does Michelangelo? He says like, heads up, guys, or something like that. He's clearly like giving it away, like, which is not a Michelangelo thing to do.
This is true.
But he's like, yeah, let's just cut this in half and you guys take it. That'll be like fun. It's kind of the whole feeling of the thing. And
the
it's
whole
like,
scene.
What's wrong, Mike?
Right. This isn't like you.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, this is our first, and I think only, if I'm not mistaken, color mix up. They have.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Donatello eating, but it's Mikey's colors on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Big old shot.
So after that, it cuts back over to Baxter and Shredder, and they're for some reason on a trash barge, which we find out shortly soon. And Baxter's like, why are we on this thing? He's just like, look, it's where Krang wanted me to meet him. Like, this is where he wanted the call to happen. He's like, personally, I think it's like to piss me off.
Yep.
And sure enough, Krang calls him. He's just like, he's like, how is it down there? And he's just like,
he's just laughing at him.
So it's like, great, humorous dick. It's like, and he starts busting his chops. He's like, we got to get rid of those amphibians. He's like, I need more help. He's like, I need brawn where maybe brains failed. He's just like, all right, here's Bebop and Rocksteady.
The boys are back in town.
Yes.
Boys are back in town, baby.
I was like, yes.
Immediately the episode took off.
We were all, I think we were all pretty hyped about that.
Yeah, unexpectedly they came up in here, man. I didn't even know this was happening in this episode.
A lot. Yeah, like you said, Mike, it was a big episode. A lot happened.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of great ways, because it's like, yeah, we got Bebop and Rocksteady back on the main stage. It's like, yes.
Yes, sir.
Like, you don't realize how much you miss them until they're not there.
Exactly.
You're like, oh my God, I'm tired of Shredder working with this idiot. Like, stop.
Tired of just like looking for crystals every episode.
Yes, and this like pathetic excuse for like an inventor who's just, like a genius but has like no spine.
Yeah.
But so they turn back, but like Krang has like this like BS like explanation that like the dimension is like in a delicate like situation and needs to be balanced, and so he has to send somebody over to be in order to send over Bebop and Rocksteady. He's just like, oh, no problem. Fucking pitches Baxter through the dimension. No regard for him. He's just like, whatever. He's like, that's cool. Here's some good riddance to bad rubbish. And he gets his boys back, and Baxter's like, no, he's gone. Dimension X, hasta la vista.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught it, but as he was flying into the portal, the little fly went with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, ooh, foreboding.
Yeah.
This is the part, though, that was at the very beginning of this scene, and I'm hoping you two were paying attention and maybe remember, but didn't Shredder say, I don't know why I didn't write it down. Didn't he say something along the lines of, because Baxter asked him why a garbage barge, and Shredder gave a reason, like, this is where Krang, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't just that they were waiting on a call from him. He said something specific. And
he says this is the site he chose for the transdimensional convergence.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that, though? What is the transdimensional convergence?
It's like
I think that's call. I took it to mean that's where the portal's going to open.
So
I
there
took
was
it to mean like it was just like a fancy way of saying a phone call.
Okay, you two are saying completely different things.
What are you thinking?
I had no idea, but when they did the thing where Krang says the interdimensional energy balance is very fragile, I thought that had something to do with it. So I'm thinking more along the lines of it had to do with like portal stuff and some kind of transfer. But Bebop and Rocksteady weren't, determined to go back through until after Shredder asked for them back. It wasn't like that was a planned thing. So maybe you're right. I still don't know.
The plan wasn't like to send anybody through either way, I don't think, because it was, unless like the plan was that like they were banking on the turtles being dead and like a trash barge is where they're going to open a portal for the army, which makes no goddamn sense. But
because they weren't able to get the towers, potentially, maybe.
Well, he didn't know. He didn't even know about the towers yet.
Who didn't?
Krang. Shredder broke the news to him. He was just like, there was a hiccup. He's like,
right,
idiot.
Right.
In my head, what it was that this was where he could open. He was saying he could open a portal, but he hadn't told him why. He was just, in some off scene interaction. He said like, I'm going to open a portal here. Just like meet me here. I got to open the portal for some reason, but like didn't tell him what he was going to be doing. I mean, that's not a very good explanation either, but that's kind of how like in my head, that's what was going on.
Okay. I'll just accept one of those two answers and be about my business. I was just making sure that I didn't miss like a big plot point or something this entire episode.
No.
Yeah, no.
Cool.
Definitely not.
Gotcha.
So, and then Shredder comes up with the new plan. It's to basically hurt April to get to the turtles. How? We don't know yet. It cuts over to Channel 6 News. April's at work. She's like typing away. And for some reason, I feel like she was done extra well this time. Like they put extra effort into her character.
Yeah, her animation and like the illustration of her was very good.
Okay, so I wasn't just imagining that.
I don't know. I kind of caught onto that too. Yeah.
Okay, so I was just like, oh wow, her profile looks a lot like more detailed.
Yeah,
interesting.
And then Irma like so April's sitting there, she's working or whatever, and then like some like
here she come.
And Irma's real quick. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting ahead of you. Go ahead.
No, yeah, she like I almost did it myself. No, a flower delivery guy comes up, little nerd comes over, and he's just like, oh, like here, April O'Neil, some flowers. And she gets them. She's like all about them and stuff like that. And he takes off. And Irma rolls over. And she's like, who are they? Are they from the Turtles? And like, oh yeah, she like intercepts them. As the dude is like,
oh yeah.
And she's like, April's like, I don't know. I haven't gotten the flowers yet.
Right.
Yeah. Like
somebody grabbed them before I could, bitch.
Golly.
And she like takes it and she's like looking for the card. She's like, I don't know who it's from. And then she's like, is it from the Turtles? She's just like, no, like they're just friends. And she's like, I wouldn't mind if like I would love a man to send me flowers, even if he was green and had flippers. They don't have flippers.
Yeah, that was. I was like, do you think they're sea turtles, Irma?
Are these like? Yeah, I mean,
they don't have flippers, you idiot.
You've met them. Like what?
This woman. She got some issues.
Oh, she only wants to bang like creatures like Bigfoot and turtles.
She's like, yeah, this cryptozoological phenoms, or like she's got like some weird fetish.
Well, she's in the right universe for it, I guess, if she does.
Yeah, no shit, right? So April like shoots down, which this is odd to me because April like shoots down the theory that like the turtles are into her or like anything's going on with the turtles.
Yeah,
and then like 10 seconds later is instantly like, I need to let them down. Basically, like, I need to go visit them and tell them it ain't going to work out.
Why is it that anytime a guy does any kind of nice gesture, the woman automatically, oh no, he must like me. This pissed me off. I feel like
this coming from a personal,
this pissed me off.
Personal place.
This cut deep. Wow. Okay.
This cut deep.
Yeah, I didn't think that was weird though too. Like they can't just send you flowers. Like you gotta show up and like bust their balls about it and tell them that you can't be in a relationship. Like no, they're just sending you flowers. Just be thankful.
It's like you got friends on them even though they didn't give a shit. They're like fuck you, lady. Like. Yeah, so
So she goes, so she takes it to their.
Well, right before that, I thought it was a little odd.
Oh yeah, we got the scene. Where
it's like this little like flower boy, like he like walks away, and he's like a teenager basically, and he walks into an alley where Shredder's like waiting for him, and jumps him and like intimidates him to the point of like passing out. It's like the I don't even know if the flower guy knew they were together. Like
I don't think he did, because he doesn't seem to recognize him. And Shredder's like, "Did you just deliver plants to April O'Neil?" Like, not Batman, but Shredder.
What it sounded like, right?
I was like, oh shit, it's Christian Bale.
And he's like, "Oh yes, sir." And he says like, "Oh good," and then the kid just passes out or whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, so I got a question. So okay, first, I don't think this kid has met Shredder yet, right? So Shredder did not personally hire this specific person. Can we agree on that?
I think that's correct.
Okay. So that means Shredder like called someplace or had someplace and made this order to be delivered to April. Is that therefore also likely to be true?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. So that means there's a flower shop that just delivers poisonous plants without asking questions.
See where you're coming from here. Yeah.
Like that's I was watching it a second time and I was like, wait a minute.
Wow.
Is this maybe like a henchman that delivers it? But it's clearly not. And then you got the scene, first of all, he's like you said, he's like really dorky. And then there's a scene where he faints just at basically seeing Shredder. So clearly he didn't, he hasn't worked with him at least in person before. So it seems like he called up a flower shop, had them and asked them to deliver this incredibly poisonous plant to just a random person, and they just went with it. Yeah, and incredibly rare. Yeah. Okay.
What is it? 1-800-Flowers. I think
that's a very good point.
They slipping. They got a lawsuit on their hands right here.
Okay, just wanted to lay that out.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, good catch. I was like, did not notice that, but yeah. And then so April was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go let the turtles know that I'm not interested in them. Like, we come from two different worlds, like very different." And this part kind of tripped me out because she rolls up to their lair and it's got a door.
Dude, right?
I didn't think about that.
So I saw another one down the hall.
Yeah. What is this?
I was like,
they're like constantly expanding. Like one of y'all said a while back, I think it was Mike.
Told you, man. Yeah. It changes every episode.
Upgrading. It's like they're playing The Sims down there.
Yeah,
for real.
So now they got doors. I'm like, all right, cool.
Now they got doors. They just unlocked door technology.
Wow. It's but nobody, the turtles aren't home, of course. And Splinter opens it. He's just like, "April, like, what's going on? Is everything okay?" And she's
Would you like some tea?
Yeah, come in, have some tea. And she's like, "Well, I was going to talk to the turtles because they sent me this great plant." And like, he's like fucking bugs out. He's just like, "Oh," like,
his reaction is so funny.
He like totally overreact. I mean, he doesn't overreact, but he just like goes from 0 to 60 like instantly. And like snatches it from her and throws it. Like, I thought it was going to explode the way he was like handling it. Like, he throws it into the trash can and puts a lid on it.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
that's the safe. It's funny that that's the safest thing he can think to do with it.
Just throw it in the trash.
Like, just throw it in the trash that's inside their house.
Smells don't ever come out of trash cans.
Right. Right.
And so he's just like, "April, did you inhale the
Doku plant?
Was it the but he says
the Doku plant.
Yeah, I guess okay. He just says the Doku plant, and she's like, "Yeah, it smells like weird, whatever." Like, he's like, and then she starts like, "Ooh, I don't feel so good," and she like passes out.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, great. So now it's like Splinter here with like unconscious April.
Wow,
Splinter there with unconscious April, and it's also funny like the way he throws it into the trash can, like. It's like he throws it down into the trash as hard as he can. So like whatever little spores, he slams the shit out of it. So like any little spores that were on it are definitely gonna be flying all over the place.
Like I said, when I saw him do that, I was like, "Is this thing about to like explode?" Like, but no.
It's really funny looking the whole thing.
But
very dramatic.
I did make sure, or not make sure, but I looked it up. I was curious if there's a such thing as a Doku plant. There is not. This is a made up thing.
Little Dookie plant.
Too bad. So then we go back to Dimension X, right?
Yes. And Krang has arbitrarily decided to kill.
Oh man,
Baxter.
This is rough.
There's like just no reason at all. It's just like fuck him.
Yeah, straight up. Baxter's like, wait, I'm a scientist. We can work together. He's just like, I'm a scientist too,
right?
And I don't got any use for your human ass.
Right.
I was like, oh, so cold blooded. Throw him in the disintegrator.
It
like
is cold
straight hardcore evil Krang right now.
But just no doubt about it, they finna kill the man.
He's not even going to watch. Yeah, he's not even going to watch. It's not even like for fun or entertainment. He's just like, nah, just take him out and just take him out back and shoot him, basically.
Yeah, for real. And I'm like thinking, I was like, did Shredder realize that this is what was going to happen to this dude? Like, he's like, I'm tired of your dumbass. Like, go get executed in another dimension.
Right.
And then like Baxter's like thrown in there by like these are the rock soldiers. He gets pitched into the disintegrator chamber, and a little fly like follows him. But while he's in there, he's like begging. He's just like, please, there's been a horrible mistake. Like, he's just like, I'm like,
I feel bad.
They really put into this one. I was just like, all right.
They really like didn't hold back on this scene. Then when they activate it, like it's like it shows him. Yes. It's like where you can see his skeleton. He's like just standing there screaming. Like, yeah, it's pretty short, but it's pretty intense for like, a couple of seconds.
Yeah. For a kid watching.
Yeah. This is hardcore. Like, it's something out of a movie. I'm like, damn, like, all right.
Mommy, what is a disintegration chamber?
And then so of course, as you mentioned, the fly was in there with him. The fly from the barge kind of followed him in before all this happened, and so for whatever reason, that causes them to mutate together.
Yeah, like later, Krang says there's like some sort of like malfunction, and the disintegrator has mutated them instead of destroyed them. And at this point, like Baxter ain't having nobody's shit. He
just busts straight out. And he's like,
yeah, it's so awesome.
It is.
He like makes his getaway, busts out of the disintegrator. And then he like just jacks a pistol out of like some gun case, and he's like just rolls up to the dimensional portal. And he's just like opens it, and Krang tries to stop him with like two guards, and like he like blasts everybody. He like damn near kills kills the guards, and then he jumps through the portal. I was just like, holy shit! Like Baxter's savage, like
just goes straight through it. He's pretty savage right now, and like super like honestly, one of the at this point in time, as you said, he just about killed Krang. Like, got to be one of the most powerful characters so far, right?
I think so. I think like combined with his powers, because he got the power of flight, he's super smart.
Super smart too, yeah. On top of all that,
and I don't know, like physically, like maybe he's even stronger now because like we saw him break through that glass no problem. So it's like maybe
he just busted out of the disintegration chamber no problem.
He's enhanced to the max now. So it's like,
he busted out of it. I thought it.
Yeah, he just busts out.
Okay, I thought the thing exploded.
I thought it blew up, and he was like survived and got mutated.
Right, you thought like the whole issue with the fly being in there and the malfunction being caused. You think that also caused the door to blow out? Okay,
yeah,
maybe. Okay, that probably makes more sense. I thought he just was like, like fuck it, and just like blows the door down himself.
I mean, won't put past him at this point, but yeah. So he dips out of Dimension X, comes like imbalance be damned, and comes home. The turtles finally make it back home themselves to go back to their lair, and they find April passed out, learning from Master Splinter that she's been poisoned, and that they need to get another plant. Which I'm like kind of like, now that I think about it, I was like, why couldn't they just like dig the one out of the trash? But whatever.
No, it's a different plant.
Well, they got to. This is a different one.
Xy leaf.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense then, because I'm like, these things look identical.
I was about to say, the reason you got confused is because the picture he shows them from the book looks exactly the same.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. All right, well, my bad. So then they're like, okay, we got to find one. They find one in like some nursery or greenhouse uptown. And so they start heading up there to go grab it.
Yeah.
Krang hits up Shredder and lets him know.
I love this part.
He like lets him know. He's just like, yo, there was a malfunction and Baxter escaped.
I love this because Shredder finally gets to like pick on Krang for once. Mm-hmm. Shredder goes, and you let him escape through the portal? Brilliant. Yeah.
Dude, I had to like replay Krang's response like 2 or 3 times because he was like mumbling.
Oh, what does he say?
He just says, he's like, I didn't have to tell you.
Right.
Like, dick. Like, I think it's the only thing you can say when you know you've been schooled.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You've been schooled.
Like little children almost.
I know you are, but what am I?
Exactly.
So we switch back over to the turtles, and they're just like walking down the street in like turtle form, like straight up, no costumes or nothing. Which like now it's like to me, like, why would we even bother with costumes? Like, you guys don't give a shit. Like, you're just walking down the street.
At least they're in an alleyway, I guess. Maybe that's their reasoning. I don't know.
Are they? Yeah, they are. So they're walking down an alley, and Baxter comes across them and sees them like, my enemies. And he's just like starts popping off on them. He just starts blasting. They get ambushed. Like, oh crap! Like, they don't recognize him at first, even though they do say that there's something familiar about him, mm-hmm. and that it's somehow connected to Shredder. But they thankfully Leonardo is able to like toss a katana and cut like a clothesline that like ensnares Baxter for just long enough for them to like hightail.
Yeah, kind of traps him up for a second. Yeah,
they can bail and go underground. And then he like pivots over to Shredder. He's just like, all right, they got away, but Shredder won't. And he like switches over and goes after trying to find Shredder and his crew.
Yeah. Now, there's a part where it shows the turtles going to the plant shop, and there's a little conversation, and then obviously, as you said, there's also the part where Baxter eventually finds Shredder. Which one of those happens first? Do you remember?
They're going through the sewers.
Okay, going through the sewers. There's kind of a like random, funny, like ridiculous part. Donatello, they're going to find, Raphael said he knows of this place that might have the plant, and that's where they're going, of course. And like for no reason, Donatello goes, Raphael, this nursery of yours better have one of those plants. Like, damn.
His tone of voice. Yeah, like, I know what you're talking about.
So what's your idea? Like, what's your contribution?
I thought the same thing.
Why is this shit on me? Yeah, like.
Yeah.
One other thing about this little scene when they're running through the sewer, did you guys notice how they used, and they did this earlier too at the very beginning when they were in the blimp, but I noticed they used a lot of different really cool angles while the turtles were running through.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, I thought that was really nice. That looked really good, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they took a lot of they just stepped it up overall, just like in the animation department.
Mm.
To me, for me, we got April, we got the angles,
right.
Even the blimp looks better.
Yeah,
like from the first shots, you can see like the propellers or the impellers, working, and like I don't know if that's normal, but I don't know. I just feel like there was a lot more detail to a lot of stuff.
Right. I don't remember the blimp looking this good back when I was a kid, but it looks. You're right. It does look pretty good.
Yeah. And then you see more of it happen. There's more of an action sequence to it too, also in this episode.
Yeah. I mean, we are seeing some good stuff now, but I took a couple of screenshots. It doesn't last the entire episode, the quality.
No, you're right. I do remember there being a few parts where I'm
okay.
This looks bad.
Yeah. Dips.
Yeah.
Nothing ever lasts.
No.
So then we go over back to, so Turtles decide they're going to take the blimp. They're walking through the sewer. They're like, screw this. Let's go get the blimp. And Shredder and his goons, Bebop and Rocksteady, are waiting on the rooftop for Baxter because he knows that he's coming to them and they want to get the jump on him, basically. So they're waiting for him. He shows up, sure enough, and Bebop and Rocksteady blast him out of the sky. And at this point, Shredder...
They hit him... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Shredder gaslights the shit out of Baxter.
I need you guys to explain
Yes,
this scene to me a little bit. I'm hoping you all will talk about it a little bit more in depth.
So first off, I'd like to point out that Bebop and Rocksteady are shooting at him. He gets hit center mass with their guns and just like knocks him out of the sky, but he's perfectly fine afterwards. So that's I think another indication of how freaking powerful he is right now. Like straight up hit him right in the chest with their like laser guns. And he just falls down, and then he's like, "Whoa, like what's going on?"
Yeah, because like unless he's got unless his pistol's like amped up like way more, because he killed rock soldiers, or at least it looked like he killed those fools back in Dimension X.
Yeah, he took them out.
Oh yeah,
yeah, those guys were not moving. So yeah, so yeah, definitely, I think it speaks to Baxter being juiced up here. And then, like I said, Shredder proceeds to gaslight him. And by that, he's like convinces him that it's just like, yo, like we were friends, remember? He's just like, no, you like them more than me. And then like you turn me into this. He's like, no, it wasn't me. It was the turtles, remember? Those are our enemy. They're the ones that did this to you. He's like, the turtles? And like, which is also kind of weird because it's like, bro, you were just like shooting at them. Like, what the hell?
Okay, you thought that was weird as well. And this is kind of what I wanted you guys to maybe help me understand. Because before he started with the gaslighting, Shredder started with the gaslighting, Baxter, as he got shot down and was coming back to, he says, why are you shooting at me? And he emphasized the me. Like, weren't you just shooting at them?
Off. Yes.
And then it's like, when he's doing the gaslighting, like you said, Shredder's reminding him almost that, no, the turtles are our enemies. We used to fight them together. Because Baxter's always like, the turtles? Like, he doesn't remember, and he just attacked them. Am I missing something here?
No.
I didn't even think about how he had just attacked the turtles, but yeah, that...
I mean, honestly, I didn't think about it until I was saying it. But yeah.
Almost like a little bit of a amnesia or something. Maybe he was affected by the blast, but there's no indication that that's, there's no expose on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at the same time, like, this poor bastard just got turned into a fly man. So
yeah,
I got to take it with a grain of salt that his mind isn't exactly where it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like his neurons are a little out of order. They got to settle back in place.
Like in one day he's traveled through 2-dimensional portals and become a new form of creature.
Yes.
So
it's a bit much fun.
He's not exactly.
That's true.
He's
and basically been like, has withgone basically being executed.
Yeah. He more or less died and came back as a fly man. So
we got a lot going on.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, we'll cut him some slack.
Yeah, he gets the day off.
So he doesn't. So he's So his memories are a little out of whack. His thought process is a little out of whack.
His student's out of whack. Like
everything's out of whack with him. The turtles. We go back to them going to get the Gazai leaf, right?
Yes, and for some reason they're wearing like gardener outfits, like
they were like
groundskeeper outfits, like
I guess to convince the guy that they're gardeners.
Yeah,
and
but I'm like
the guy is
whatever. Like I'm like so over their dumbass outfits.
Well, they got the disguises on, but they parked the blimp right in the middle of a park. It's so obvious and clear; it can be seen from a mile away. What's the point of the disguises?
They're not even good disguises.
Turtles on the side.
Their faces are showing. They're green. They have 3 fingers.
Yeah.
I guess like in this universe, I guess the idea is nobody really looks at your face. They only look at your clothes.
Wow. It's New York, I guess. Whatever.
Or maybe the idea is the hat hides her face. I don't. Yeah, I guess the hat, because they always do have some sort of hat or facial covering.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like if you have a hat on,
that's it.
Nobody notices what somebody's face looks like if they're wearing a hat. Their eyes are only just drawn to the hat.
I'm gonna try that. And see how that works out.
Exactly. Go rob a bank and try that. See how that work out for you.
Bro, my hat didn't work. What are you telling me?
In this children's show, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
I saw it on Ninja Turtles.
This is a children's show.
But so they they go to the place that Raphael told them about, and they do have a Gazai leaf. The guy explains it's the last one in the Western Hemisphere.
Hemisphere, yeah.
And just sells it to him for like, I don't know, like obviously not very much because they're like, all right, we'll take it. Like, what? Yeah. Is this not a prized possession or something? But no, he's just like, yeah, last one. It's yours.
This is true.
Yep. Yeah. Donnie hands him a chunk of change and he's just like, okay. And he's like bitching about like the change he gets. He's like, I feel like he shorted me. And Leo's got like some quip about, he's like, oh, Sensei always said you were a couple cents short or something like, or he's like, you were always short of cents or something.
Oh, that's right.
Like that.
Some smart ass remark. It's like, just do what you do and be like a murder killer, Leonardo. Like,
oh man,
you don't even have to quips. Leave that to Donatello or Raphael.
Stay in your lane, huh?
You stay in your lane, and it's at this point the Stockman shows up and like spies on the turtles. And while it's simultaneously somewhere in some unknown location, it kind of looks like a sewer, could be a warehouse. Shredder is testing some prior invention of Baxter's that looks like a.
Oh, okay, sorry. Was this what? I think I missed. I messed that up in my synopsis. So Baxter made this.
Yes, yeah. It was. He even says it's like, oh, this is a invention of Baxter's before his accident.
Gotcha. For some reason, I thought it was. I know this isn't really. This isn't really in character. I thought it was something that Shredder himself had made.
No.
Okay, yeah. So that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. No, he didn't do that.
Is he? Is Shredder smart?
I mean, I think we figured that out because he created Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, but just by like throwing ooze at him.
Well, yeah,
he was wearing like a whole clean suit and everything. Like he was using that room.
Yeah, we talked about that, right? He was the one that administered everything. He had to know how to do it. He was piloting the Technodrome. You guys compared him to like. What was it? Luke Skywalker? Something you got. Oh, Darth Vader.
Obi-Wan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Darth Vader. Yeah.
Like Darth Vader doing the Death Star himself. But he was the one that was.
Does Darth Vader fly Darth Vader doesn't fly the Death Star?
That was your point. It's like,
oh,
they got Darth Vader basically is the one flying the Death Star and Shredder piloting the Technodrome.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So he's got some sense. I was saying he's got some smarts.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll stand up for the guy.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, so
there's a quote here that I really love.
Oh god!
And it's when Shredder. It's a very simple one, but something about it just like cracks me the hell up. It's when so they're about to Shredder's testing out this new thing that Baxter Stockman created. It's like kind of like
knucklehead.
What do you guys? It's called the knucklehead, which I'm not sure why. It's basically a robot spider that wraps people up in ropes, right? Yes. Am I leaving anything out there?
It's called the Knucklehead because he named it after Rocksteady. Remember that little scene?
Okay. Yeah. That's right. And so he's testing it out on Rocksteady, and I just love it. So he has him like go stand against the wall, and I don't know why, but I just love this part where Rocksteady's just standing up against the wall. He goes, "Is this where you want me to stand, boss?" Like, I know it's a terrible Rocksteady voice, but like, I don't know, something about him saying that. Like, am I standing in the right place, boss? Like, it seems like he's like, am I doing a good job? Basically, is like what he's asking. I just love that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so good having those guys back.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Do you guys agree that the humor immediately took a big jump up as soon as they?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
comic relief was way better with them. Like, I think it was like it wasn't necessarily comic with in a purpose way with Baxter. It would just happen to be funny because it was like so like self-deprecating almost.
Right.
Yeah,
but with these guys, it's like almost it's like supposed to be like they're two like blockheads. They're like
wow, blockheads. That's perfect.
Yep,
I haven't heard that in a long time. Blockhead.
Yeah, but Baxter hits up Shredder after the experiment is successful with the knucklehead, quote unquote.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Real quick, the one more Rocksteady thing I forgot. So he tests the knucklehead out on him, and the knucklehead goes up there and like wraps him up and ties him up in a rope and like hangs him from the ceiling, right? And Shredder says the test was a success, and Rocksteady goes, "I passed the test."
Oh, yeah. See,
I was like,
it's that kind of stuff.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like this guy thinks he did something. Like the guy he thinks he was being tested and he did a good job.
This is the stuff that makes them endearing.
It's the best. Yeah, it's why they're his number 1 and number 2.
Rocksteady. So real quick side. Which one of the two do you guys like better? Because I feel like Bebop.
I knew you were going to ask this.
Bebop looks so much cooler, but Rocksteady is a lot funnier.
I like Rocksteady.
Do you?
I agree about your sentiment too. Even though I do like it when he wears that stupid little pilot or leather cap.
Yes, I love that.
But
what do you?
Yeah, go ahead,
Mike. What about you?
You know, it's a tough one, but I never thought about it. I think you're right. I think Rocksteady does have the more funny moments and lines. I'm about to say it. Bebop. I know Bebop has some too, because don't ask me what they were. I do specifically remember though, just absolutely being on the floor as a kid, laughing at stuff that Bebop said, but also Rocksteady. So I think I've always liked, like you said, Bebop looks cooler.
Yeah. I mean, the turtle shoulder pads, the glasses, the mohawk with the tail.
Yeah, exactly. He's always been my favorite. I'm gonna stick with Bebop. But you are right.
That's respectable. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really close call for me too, but I think I ultimately do have to go with Rocksteady just because he's so damn funny.
It's not like his grenades. Like he's got the bandolier, at least on the toy.
Well, Bebop's got grenades, but he's got a different kind.
Oh, he does? Are they on his hip or something? Or what?
I think so. I'm my room's a little too dark. I can't see it on my toy, so I gotta pull up a picture, but okay, yeah, I've got it here. I'll show you guys this picture. I found one. Yeah, Bebop has the round ones. They're on his vest.
Oh, the vest.
Really in the same spot where Rocksteady's is.
Nice.
And Rocksteady has, like you said, the pineapple style grenade.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Rocksteady's sword.
Yeah, the sword too.
Oh yeah, it's wooden
sword.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, super cool. So let me see. Oh yeah, so Baxter hits up and around, when the test is over, Baxter calls him and explains to Shredder, he's like, hey, I found him. And he's just like, okay, where are you at? He's just like, I don't know, but there's a pizza place on the corner. And it's New York City. So
right. He's like, can you be a little more specific?
Great bug brain, that really narrows it down. And then and I feel like he catches himself. He's like, all right, hold on. We can find you and we'll just go to your coordinates. He's just like he realizes he's being a dick. He's just like, no, I need to keep this guy under my thumb. And so then they roll up on Baxter's spot and just ambush the turtles. This crazy van just rolls up. Is it a flower van or is it
I didn't even
does anybody notice what kind of van it is?
Okay, so you're talking about the one that Shredder and the whole gang ride up in?
Yeah.
This is okay, so later on it shows it they drive this one around a couple times because there are multiple encounters.
Right. In this episode.
Yes. And at one point it's got a big cheese picture on the side.
Oh,
so it makes me think that it's from that cheese factory from the first season.
Wow. That's cool. That's awesome.
I saw that. I was like, wow, is this really a reference to are they still, is this still their hideout, this cheese place?
Interesting.
Or maybe they just stole the van
or maybe they just kept the van. Yeah.
That's tight. So they roll up in the cheese van and Shredder's he just pops the door open. He's not this freaking what is the thing from Transformers that goes inside the chest? Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, he has this thing that looks it's just and he's just holding it in front of him. It's this laser blaster for some reason.
Okay, it looks like a camera of some sort.
Right,
it does.
The gun that he's got,
Allspark. That's what it is.
Oh, the Allspark. Okay, yeah. I was like,
it's
what is this camera gun thing?
So like he has this and he starts blasting as soon as the door opens and like hits the turtles off guard. And they're like under fire, but then Donatello just takes them on. He's like, I got this. And Jack Shredder by like just single-handedly just knocks him on his ass.
Uh-huh.
And then like I don't know if you guys caught this, but it like he calls out Bebop and Rocksteady. He's just like, oh, they jump out and they start trying to like lay down cover fire. And Shredder's pantsless.
Yep.
Yes,
I was about to mention that.
Man ain't got no pants.
Shredder.
I was like, does
no
he
pants.
usually not have pants on? It's like, I would have noticed this. I think we would have talked about him not having pants. But yeah. And then like the little mechanical, the knucklehead comes out and you know, just after Shredder got knocked on his ass, it comes out and it like surprises Donatello and like wraps him up. He's like all like incapacitated.
Yeah. Donnie took him out quite nicely and easily, maybe add.
Oh yeah. He took him very handedly. Yeah. Just very nice.
He did a good job. He did a good job.
The bow is like mightier than the laser or something, or
yes,
right.
But then Donatello is quickly dispatched by a mechanical spider.
Yes, didn't last long.
Didn't last long. I feel like I had something. Oh, and Shredder says something very weird. He says, "I knew that Doku plant would lead you here." But like he didn't know that because Baxter was the one who told him where they were because he saw him.
That's a good point. He's just like, you just suck at trash, bro.
Yeah, and that wasn't even the point of the Doku plant was
take out April.
To take out April and well, I guess
wait, weren't they?
Because ultimately the plan is to use it for what we're going to get to in a minute, I guess, to like lure them in.
Yeah, but they're in front of the flower shop still.
Are they? Oh, are they? I thought they had gotten farther than that.
I don't
at this point.
think so.
Okay, so maybe he did know that.
That's what I was thinking, but maybe you're right. I don't know. I think they were still in front.
And maybe Baxter was just like telling them they're there now.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense then.
Okay.
This is what we get for analyzing a children's cartoon.
Yeah. It's not that deep.
Yes.
So, but then Bebop and Rocksteady, they just start going to town. They're like, and Leonardo deflects like a stormtrooper, like a Jedi deflecting stormtrooper blasts.
Really nice.
And
yeah, it was really cool actually.
Drops the knucklehead, like blows it off of like Donatello. And so he's just like, thanks, Leonardo. And he's just like, don't mention it. Whereas like previously in the last episode, Donatello's like, thanks, Raphael. He's just like, that's the 6th time I saved your life. He's like being a whole ass about it.
Yeah. Did y'all think it was kind of funny that they had all this setup of the knucklehead just for it to like barely do anything in a fight and then get blown up?
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, that's kind of par.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Didn't the same thing happen to that one thing that Baxter was in? Or somebody was in some big...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it just immediately got jacked up, dismantled bit by bit.
Yeah, well, it worked the first time. Kind of like the knucklehead. Well, the first time he used that thing, he captured Splinter.
Yes.
It's when he was like running away, he just like decides to just fall down. He's like...
Yes. That's a noisy name.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, and it could also be to say like, oh, there's this new bad thing. Oh man, but the turtles are so strong, it didn't even phase them. Like maybe that's also the idea.
Yeah.
No, you don't think so? They're too generous.
Too generous.
Okay.
But anyway, the turtles think they're like, oh, we got away scot-free. They're in the blimp. They're getting away. But then this bastard fly shows up and he starts popping off. And he shoots, like, somehow he, like, nails the connecting piece that connects the glider to the blimp. And so now they're, like, free-falling, which is, like, kind of weird because I was like, this thing usually, like, flies around and does, like, tricks and shit. But now it's just, like, collapsed. It's just, like, falling straight out of the sky. It's just like, wah, and they're like, oh, my, we're going to crash. And then, like, it cuts and you can tell it's going to go commercial. And it comes back and, like, they're just, like, skidding on, like, the concrete. Like, no big deal. And like Raphael still busts like Leonardo's balls. He's like, great landing.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, we're not dead. Okay. Like just.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're like getting pursued still, and they're like, "Oh crap! Like we got to get back on the blimp." And this part tripped me out because I saw them like just dive, like jump at the building, and I didn't realize that they had anything on their hands or their knees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, I'd watched like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, "What the?" And I was like, "Are they like Spider-Man now? Like what the hell happened?" Like, but no, they somehow instantly put on their gear, and they scale the side of this building and like grab some like tethers from the blimp, but now they're just hanging there getting shot at by the crew, and so they have to like hit like some sort of valve, and it lets all the air out, but at the same time like the jostling of it causes one of them to like drop the plant, and Baxter recovers it and gives it a shredder while the turtles are being like zipped away now on the deflating blimp.
Yeah. And was that the part where they also had the parachutes?
Turtle Trooper shoot packs.
That was coming up.
Yeah.
That part's coming up.
That's coming up. Okay.
Yeah. Because, Baxter recovers the plant, gives it to Shredder, and I think does cut back to the turtles. And they're like, "Oh, we got to bail with our," what do they call them? The
Turtle Trooper shoot packs.
Turtle Trooper.
Wow.
Turtle Trooper shoot packs.
And then they even have like a real obvious close-up still shot, like a product shot almost. I guess this was supposed to be a toy or something.
Turtle Trooper shoot packs.
I swear I had. No, I did. It was one of those like Air Force, Army, because they come up with different lines and or waves or whatever you call them of of action figures. And there was like a military themed one, and I swear I had one. It was like Donnie or Leo. It was was a paratrooper.
Oh wow, okay, so that's what that is.
Okay,
got you.
But he's all geared up. I mean, it's nothing to do with anything. It was just like a marketing thing to sell toys. But I was just like, I wonder if that was like a leftover or like a side idea,
I think something like that, because I did read about it and I forget what I read, but it was something that it was supposed to be included with some other toy. I forget which toy they said, but I think you might be right about that.
Blimp.
Yeah, exactly, the blimp. Duh. Did either one of you have a Knucklehead toy?
I don't know. Was that did they make one?
Yeah, it was a toy.
What?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I guess that you guys didn't have one.
That is awesome. Wild.
All right, now if you look at Knucklehead, does it just look like you're supposed to be able to ride that thing?
Yeah, it looks like it looks like he's got a seat
and little controls.
Keep watching the series.
Okay. Oh, does Knucklehead come back?
The return.
I mean, I guess it ain't. It's just the whole episode of Knucklehead.
Is Knucklehead, help me, so is Knucklehead remote controlled?
In this one he is, or it is. I don't know how it functions when it comes back later on, but it does come back. Nice. And the toy is a rideable. I mean, for a figure, it's a vehicle for a figure.
Okay.
Like 8-year-old just riding his own little Knucklehead like it's a Power Wheel.
Power Wheel.
Yeah, it's the baddest Power Wheel ever.
That is a badass Power Wheel. Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm gonna have a kid just so I can buy them a Knucklehead.
For real. That's the only reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, all right. I bought it, used it. All right. It was good knowing you.
Somebody else can have this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the turtles bail. They go on there. They use their elaborately named parachutes and return back to their lair. And to me, this return was just like, oh, we failed. April's gonna die. And Splinter is like, yo, what?
For a change, we got an optimistic Splinter here.
What does he say?
Oh, what does he say? He's like, it's not over until it's over, or something like that.
Basically.
Oh wow, Splinter taking a turn.
Yeah, he says something like that. He's like, the battle is not lost until it is lost. And so they're like, Donatello just gets reinvigorated by this bullshit pep talk. He's just like, yeah, we're gonna do this until even if we have to scale every inch of this city. And just right then, Shredder hacks into their comms and challenges them to a showdown, 4v4 ninja style with honor and all this crap.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's for the plant.
Yes.
And it's like, okay. And then they're like, all right, we'll do this. And they decided now they're going to have a 4-on-4, but of course, it's not going to be fair. it's Shredder picks a place, and he's already like rigged up this like contraption that you mentioned in the rundown that is basically some sort of like device that like you once you get through these two poles, it sends you like a half a second or a second into
1 microsecond forward in time.
Yeah, microsecond forward in time. So you're essentially out of sync forever, and you don't.
What a convoluted plan.
So he's invented time travel.
Yes,
this is back.
Just very minor time travel.
Just enough to trap people in an infinite hell. Like,
golly.
But I do love that what Mike said. Like, it could have just been something that just like zaps him.
We went from building a giant battering ram to kill Splinter to phasing turtles out of time
in 1 year.
Oh man,
that's how salty Shredder is.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've seen some diabolicalness this episode out of him and Krang. So.
Oh yeah, these guys don't give a shit about nobody.
No.
So they lure the turtles there, and they start having their battle, and it's like an epic battle to me. Like,
yeah, it is.
Like Bebop, Rocksteady, Baxter, they're all like just blasting the shit out of the turtles. They're like, and it's just like a war zone. And the turtles are like, they're on their asses, like getting pushed back. They're getting like, they realize that like one of them even mentions like, hey, we're getting like corralled towards something.
Mm-hmm.
And Donnie's just like, I know, I hate not knowing what it is. Like,
he's like, yeah, we are.
Like, no, we're about to get screwed big time. And then right then also, freaking Master Splinter rolls in with the turtle van. He's just
he just completely rolls in, just busts, just like hell breaking loose.
Oh, yeah, he's so hardcore. I was like, damn, like, hell yeah, Splinter. And he's just got his guns blasting. He like got the turtle guns like on the van, like. He like disarms Bebop and Rocksteady.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He's not holding back.
No. Like, I think he even like almost blasts Splinter and like makes him drop the plant.
Shredder, you mean? Yeah, that's exactly how he drops the plant, and then Raphael recovers it.
Yeah, he does like this all elaborate like dive flip somersault.
Yeah, exactly.
Baxter's like, I'll get him. And he pursues the turtles in like. But he's on the other side of the time machine contraption. And so he flies through it on accident. And he once again is like zapped away.
He says, Mommy. You guys caught that, right?
No. Who does?
No, Baxter. Yes, he does.
Does he?
Oh my God.
Mommy.
Oh no.
Yes. I can't believe you guys didn't catch that after Blodgett.
Oh, I was oh my God, did Blodgett show up? I actually thought Blodgett was the guy delivering the flowers in the beginning.
Same.
I thought like when he was like Miss April, and I was like, oh, God damn it,
he's back.
Where is he though? I mean, he should be around.
He probably got fired, man. Like, guy sucks.
They got him his job back,
he
messed up again.
Once?
Yeah, you're right. He drowned another news van.
Right, he wouldn't need to go drown himself.
Oh, jeez.
The turtles recover the plant. They take it back to Splinter, and he's able to like add it to the potion and creates this antidote, and just barely saves April, and she like comes to. Still in the lair, everybody's chilling, relaxing. Mikey, so they smell something off. They're like, "What the hell is that smell?" And then I think it's Leo. He's just like, "Oh man, I hope it's not another Doku plant."
Mm-mm.
And sure enough, Mikey walks. And he's like, "Hey guys, like I made a new pizza. It's anchovies and." What is it called?
Smothered in gazai leaves.
Smothered in gazai leaves. Yeah.
So put that.
And you can see the pizza clearly has no cheese on it.
Yeah. It's like a sauce pizza.
Just sauce and anchovies and gazai leaves.
So, I mean, I don't know how y'all want to figure out.
Well, I figured you would ask that question.
Sure. No, I don't like this.
It's not bad. It's not bad because gazai leaves don't exist. Those are also imaginary. Yeah. Those are made up. So I looked up while looking up gazai leaves, I found a video on YouTube. It's this guy named Kirk Cooks. Apparently he does all of the pizzas. I don't know if he does, but there are several people out there who are actually doing what we're doing, but they're eating.
Oh, so we don't have to do it anymore. Okay. They can just go watch those people. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Sounds
these
great.
people are eating each and every pizza, so we're not quite on that level. But this guy substituted mint leaves in the place of the gazai leaves. So we have that option.
Out of all leaves, why would you pick that?
Aromatic.
Here, I'm going to put this in Discord.
Well, how about bay leaves? How about we do bay leaves?
We have
Basil.
this
or basil, either one.
website that I put in here in Discord.
I think you just gave us a picture of the URL.
I think I did too.
I
don't know how that
Mike just sent us a picture of a URL.
I know how to use technology. But since the gazai leaves have healing properties as used in this episode, this website that I am trying to show you guys is 20 healthy leaves that are edible. So we can pick something off of here. And there are normal ones like basil, rosemary, things like that. So we don't have to get all crazy. So we can go one of those two routes if we end up landing on this pizza.
Quick question. Have you guys ever had anchovies?
I have not.
No, I have not.
I'm pretty sure I've actually had them once and they were actually pretty good.
This is what I've been wondering, if they are really nasty or if this is just the stigma around them.
So this is based on my memory, which is very, very rough, but I think I had them a long time ago on a salad, like when I was on vacation in like the Bahamas or something like that. My memory is that they look really gross, but they actually are good. Like they look hairy, basically.
That's what Valerie said.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, but they're like, again, based on my memory, what they taste like is basically just like really salty.
Okay, I've heard that. Are they really fishy?
I don't, in my head, the saltiness they're more salty than fishy.
Okay. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
See,
I'll take salty any day.
Yeah. Over fishy on something that ain't supposed to be, well, I don't know. I don't know what it tastes like to have any kind of seafood. I've never had like a seafood pizza, so I don't know what that experience is like. I mean, I know that's a thing, but I don't know what fishiness tastes like on a pizza. It might not be bad. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't say for sure either, but it's not as bad. Memory. Yeah, it's not as bad in my limited memory as it's kind of like made out to be.
That's what I was wondering.
It just looks like it's going to be bad, but it's not.
Okay.
They do not look good on pizza. That's for damn sure, though.
They don't look good. No. I'm almost. I know I'm probably going to catch some flack for this, but I'm almost wanting to finally try some. I want one of these anchovy pizza, not anchovies and peanut butter.
It's going to be better than chocolate
and caramel fudge.
Caramel.
You're the only one that didn't like that, man.
This is true. I was able to make it work.
I had them multiple times.
Okay. Well, there's no speaking for that.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of want an anchovy pizza. And like I said, not the one with peanut butter, because that would probably be
meatball one.
Meatball and anchovies?
Isn't that one of the pizzas?
No, it was just meatball by itself.
Oh.
Real quick, stepping back just a little bit, the last thing that I have is that when Master Splinter just rolls in like a complete badass and blows the hell out of everybody, Michelangelo says, "Awesome shooting, Master Splinter," and Donatello says, "Especially for someone who doesn't believe in violence." Is that supposed to be a thing now, that Splinter doesn't supposedly believe in violence? Or is Donatello just completely talking out of his ass right now? Because Splinter taught them to be ninja teens.
Oh, nice.
In the first place.
Right now, like, you created us, mofo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he himself has kicked butt. So, yeah, you might be right.
So Donatello is just wrong.
Did it for the plot.
Okay.
Like Splinter's little blush.
Yes.
This rat has cheeks with rosy. Yeah.
Not as good as the wink.
Oh no, the link is legendary.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Okay, I just want to. So we're just going to say that Donatello is just being an idiot right now, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's not an established thing that Splinter is supposedly a pacifist.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, maybe he's like one of those like it's good to be prepared, but like last resort kind of ninjas or like
maybe
senseis.
okay, maybe that's
isn't
what he
that
meant.
one of the philosophies behind, is that karate or is it ninjutsu? Or is it just all martial arts?
I'm not.
This seems like, yeah, I don't know about all martial. It seems like some like an Asian
Philosophy
martial arts philosophy or even stereotype.
No, because I know. Well, one of them, I think it's karate, and it might be multiple ones. Yeah, you're probably right. Not all of them, but I know multiple practices, martial arts practices, is only to be used in self-defense, not for offense. So maybe he's coming from that whole angle. You know?
I don't know, maybe.
But to your point, I don't think that's been established, though, as a thing. Because like I said, he's been kicking butt himself on more than one occasion. So I think you're right.
Well, so what are you guys' overall thoughts? I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So like this has come up before. I don't remember exactly which episode that something similar happened, but again, we have a situation where we have a person getting mutated, but not with ooze, not with mutagen for some reason. Like they have this well-established plot, device from the beginning of the series where mutagen can mutate people. But now they're like, well, no, let's not use that. Let's just instead, why don't we just copy David Cronenberg exactly instead of using our own thing? Like, is that kind of weird? I mean, it works really well. But like we established, it's a cool scene, but I'm wondering why they went that route instead of
sticking to their pre-established story.
Yeah, instead of sticking with like, oh, we've got this mutagen, let's use that. I mean, I guess we wouldn't have had it wouldn't have been quite the same because we wouldn't have had the whole scene where like Krang is just trying to straight up execute the guy. So maybe that's it. You think maybe they were just trying, maybe that's to like they wanted to use this as a way to show how ruthless Krang is. And so they were like, we need something more brutal than just mutagen.
Chris?
I could see that. I mean, to me also, I'm thinking like, cause he's a scientist. And so it's very like, the old cliche, like scientist accident, mutation, burn, like Darkman,
Mm-hmm.
Or so,
yeah,
or like
okay.
Invisible Man,
so
there's like you got the mad scientist or, whatever scientist. And it's like something always goes sideways when they're like, so I think maybe they might have been playing into that, or they might've been trying to, highlight Krang's like cold-bloodedness and just be like, no, this is how they roll in Dimension X.
Okay. So I just every time somebody gets mutated by something other than mutagen, I'm just kind of like, why? Why didn't they just use mutagen?
Right? Yeah.
Could it be part of the running homages that we've been kind of uncovering?
I mean, I guess that's really the answer, right? I guess that's probably the real life answer.
Why did the pizza monsters have to look like xenomorphs and so forth and so on? That's my thought.
Who else? What else was the other mutation? I can't believe I can't think of it because I remember asking the same thing about it. What was the other mutation that took place that did not involve mutagen? Oh, it was the giant plant. It came from spores on Shredder's boot that got rubbed by one of the Sarnoth crystals. Yeah,
goddamn crystal. Yeah.
And that one too. I was like, why didn't they just use mutagen? So anyway. It's funny that they have this thing, but they keep resorting to other things to
so now we have
to mutate
three different methods of mutation.
Three different methods of mutation. The disintegration chamber, the second eye of Sarnoth crystal, or no, that was the first one, wasn't it?
Oh man, I don't know about exactly.
And then and of course the mutagen. Okay.
That's a good point though.
Mm-hmm. Well, far out. I don't know. This was a solid episode to me. Like, we got something we've been waiting for. We got back a couple guys we've been missing. You know, Splinter got to step it up. I don't know. It had a lot going on. Like, we saw a couple vehicles. So yeah, I'm definitely. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this. I give this one a 9.
Oh, high slicing it. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
9 out of 10.
I was super happy with this one. I was like, oh yeah.
So I loved this episode. Pretty much everything you said. This is one. It says a lot to start off with that we've all been waiting for this one. Like, and there wasn't even any question much of it. I mean, I think I did ask you guys, but like, I think it was pretty expected that yes, this is one that we have definitely all been kind of looking forward to. It's a pretty famous one. I think it's safe to say in general. We get Bebop and Rocksteady back, which is another thing that we've all been, we didn't know it was going to happen this time, but we have been waiting for that to happen as well. They don't disappoint. They give us lots of laughs. Mm-hmm. There's multiple fight scenes with Bebop and Rocksteady. So it's like, they're not just back, but they're back and they're used properly, right?
Yes.
They do all the stuff that you want to see them do. They do stupid things, say funny stuff, and they shoot at people. Mm-hmm. Of course, the whole fly situation is really fun. Plenty of good action scenes. We got Splinter. We got the badass part with Splinter in the turtle mobile, the turtle van. This is. I'm giving this one a 10. This is the one.
Nice.
This is the one that's going to put me over the edge to 10 tier.
I respect that.
The very first 10.
I just loved every. It just had so much good stuff going for it, and like Bebop and Rocksteady coming back was like if I was on the fence, that would have pushed me over, but I wasn't really on the fence. This was just great all around.
That's awesome. This is your first 10, no?
This is my first. I think in retrospect, I should have given a 10 back to one of the first ones that I gave like a 9 to, but yes, this is my first actual 10.
Excellent. That's real cool.
What about you, Mike?
10 out of 10. Do recommend. Same for me, man.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
holy snap. Wow.
Dude, the brand of comedy just changed when these two came back. I mean, this is what I remember as a child. This whole goofiness of Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
And the turtles being their foil and just a lot of the wackiness that came from these two, their interactions with the turtles and their interactions with Shredder and Krang. It always centered around these two. Outside of a scene with Leatherhead, these two are what the majority of my laughs revolved around as a kid. So immediately, and like I said earlier, I didn't expect them to be in this episode. This was unexpected. So when I saw what was happening on that barge, I mean, the grin on my face was stupid and very, very goofy. I watched this episode 3 times, y'all.
Oh, that's great.
One of them was just sit back and watch it like I always do. The second was for my notes. And then I just watched it a third time just because I had some time left. And neither of those times was I like, tired of it or bored or, so one easy 10 out of 10 for all the reasons you guys said. Splinter showing up, just busting in that van. That was so cool. I mean, the little peril stuff that you had with April, it had everything this episode, man. No wonder your synopsis was so long, and deservedly so. There's so much that happened in this episode. So chock full with good stuff. So yeah.
I think kind of one good point that you made that I didn't is also that this just has everything that you want out of it. Just in general, when you think of Ninja Turtles, this has all of the Ninja Turtles things that you want when you go to watch a Ninja Turtles episode.
Yeah. It's got the crazy, like kind of not one off, but like the extra character, like, the Fly. You got the standard Bebop and Rocksteady sidekicks, even Splinter making an appearance, like, because I feel like as a kid, I always wanted him to do more, and like I was always happy when he would pop up or do something.
Yeah.
Now I realize how stupid I was, but yeah, no. Overall, it's like dope. And even Shredder gets to talk shit to Krang again.
Yeah, Shredder gets to talk shit to Krang. Brilliant.
So yeah, definitely a good episode. top tier.
And also one more thing again, as we've established, we were all looking forward to see Baxter in fly form, but he was even cooler this is one of the rare situations where he was even cooler than I remembered.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just love his like exit from like when his prison break. Like that's was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, clack, clack, clack. He just dropped some guards and stuff.
Yeah.
Drop Krang on his ass. He's just like, oh, like, and Krang's like embarrassed that he got away. He's just like, God damn.
So this is I guess, is this our highest ranked episode yet?
Yeah.
The first 9 and 2 10s? Okay.
Wow. Excellent.
Awesome.
They deserve it very much.
Handedly.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And if you have any feedback or if you want to rate some of the episodes yourselves, let us know. You can reach us at turtles@coolbutrude.com. Anything else, guys, before we head out?
No. See everybody next week.
Yeah. I think that's all I got. Just shout out to Baxter Stockman, man. I mean, that man gone now. He got disintegrated, dephased, I guess. We won't be seeing him for a while, I don't think. So
yeah,
shout out to my boy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
it. Out for him for now.
Pouring out for the homie. Yeah.
But yeah, so he's out. But it looks like we might have some new friends next week in the guise of on season 2, so episode 8, which episode 8 happens to be my favorite number, and so who knows? But this is going to be Invasion of the Punk Frogs. So
very nice.
Anybody knows anything? You know, you know.
If you know, you know.
The Rat King.
See you guys.